But turning a medical challenge into a new opportunity to help others.
The more I hear from other people in the community as we've shared this, I'm so excited for what this could solve for them.
It's a problem that you've probably run into if you've ever been to a doctor's office.
And I talked with the innovative tech entrepreneur about her idea to help grow Tallahassee's tech community.
I had pain in my knees. Things just started to get worse. I kind of felt like I was falling apart, and I just knew in my gut like something was wrong.
Allison Aubuchon lives in Tallahassee. Over the last year, she says the pain in her joints became unbearable.
And that took several months to get a diagnosis.
A diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis, but getting that answer required a lot of paperwork.
Going to see new doctors and having to fill out the medical paperwork on the clipboard each time. Often, with a few days later, what was in the same building a floor up, having to fill out that same information over again.
With her condition, all that writing got to be painful.
My handwriting looked awful because I was just like physically, painfully struggling to write. And I think I just wanted to get it over with.
Leading her to the question,
why is this still in 2022 something that we're having to do? We've got an app for you name it in your life that's solving all of these problems, yet we're still filling out this paperwork.
That's where the idea for her tech startup, WellConnector, was born, a digital platform that will allow patients to securely share health history with providers without all the writing.
And having that information, be able to whiz that to your provider, if we can fix that in Tallahassee, that's really what we're trying to do.
She connected with Eddie Gonzalez-Lumiere. He's CEO of Ruvos, which is a tech firm in Tallahassee specializing in transmitting health data securely. He's also behind the project we told you about last year, known as Launch Tally.
I am extremely excited about this project. Originally, the Aubuchon family reached out because they had heard about, the growing tech ecosystem in Tallahassee through Launch Tally.
Using a new community of tech entrepreneurs to make WellConnector a reality. Right now, he's working with Aubuchon to roll out the initial version of the app.
How are you going to keep the data in this project safe and secure?
Our technology that we use at Ruvos is protecting data for citizens and residents across the United States. So we have a tremendous amount of experience in that. We're not pulling data. You actually are pushing the data to the provider to streamline that intake process.
And they tell me that personal information would be stored on something like your personal device, a smartphone, for instance. You would then take it to the doctor's office and scan it using something like a QR code.
The idea is that the form factor can be different for every provider. However, the data will be inputted ahead of time.
It's really a textbook version of, here was a challenge. You had local business leaders come together, create a solution, and then launch.
Sue Dick is president and CEO of the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. She says WellConnector is just one example of the possibilities within tech in our community.
Local startups are thriving in our community. We have tremendous resources for our local startups through Domi Station and through the Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship at Florida State University.
How excited are you then to move forward?
I am excited to see it in action helping patients. I think that's when it's especially going to hit me.
Oh yeah, that's going to help a lot of patients. So when do they expect it to launch?
Well, they've got a pilot program that's set to go off in March 31st. They'll talk with providers and patients and get that feedback. Once they have all that feedback, then in July, that's when they say they plan to start production of the actual product. So pretty cool to see how it's going to play out in the future here.
Sounds awesome. Thank you, Channing.
Yeah.